is an interesting one, folks. Our live stream on Texas to work, or on YouTube. There we go. It is up. So the live stream is up on YouTube currently. You missed the first caution. That was it. I'm sorry about those technical difficulties. We'll get those sorted out. It's a new system that YouTube has implemented that we're working with. But everybody off to a good start other than Alex Princeton. If he's your driver, him, Tony Burt, John Espelwalda, all having issues down pit road trying to make something happen in the first lap. They were unable to do so. But RJ Root, your leader, Zach Rinker and Joe Stafford up there with him. Bennett Allen in fourth, Ryan Samuelson in fifth, Josh Ward currently sitting sixth, Austin Story seventh, Matt Gaskins is eighth. And pretty much the big story that we missed was Austin Story down 5 positions at the beginning of the race. Playoff driver, really needs to have a good run here today to solidify him into the next round.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he just don't have that car set up right for a short run, but to go 5 spots back from where you started right out of the gun, that's not looking good so far.
Yeah, gotta do everything you can here in the playoffs to try and get those points and advance to the next round. Speaking of which, I go ahead and bring up our championship standings. We have RJ Root, obviously with 8 wins now, 34 points to the good. They did not reset after the round of 8. Joe Stafford, 22 points to the good currently. Ryan Samuelson and Seba Cornez all there. Now, some people that got to put in work. Chris Claude, got to put in some work. Nicholas Breidenbach has been doing it all season. He's got to put in some work. And everybody else, Barrett Coffey actually missed last week, so that's why he's down as low as he was doing better, but fell 4 positions last week due to that miss. So all these guys really got to work, really got to try and drive this thing at a car that I'm heard is hard to handle at Texas.
Yeah, it's just you can either have too tight of a car or too loose of a car.
Yeah, because the turns are different. Each they look very similar, but each turns 1 and 2 are very tight, and turns 3 and 4 are kind of open and sweeping. Again, so as we're about to get going green here, RJ Roots gonna lead him out. As the pace car comes in, it's on him to fire. And he gets rolling. Good start on the loud pedal. Zach Rinker on his outside. Joe Stafford in a new paint job. Looking gorgeous on the inside of Zach Rinker. He's going to try and follow his teammate up there to the high line as they're really arcing it out, trying to get this turn. Later on the field, Ryan Samuelson, another field filler racer, currently sitting 4th now, trying to get up there to his teammate. But Austin Story on the way to go. And take a look at this bump draft. Bennett Allen and Ryan Samuelson pushing each other, trying to just get a little bit of speed here at Texas, where it's a place that's hard to find speed, folks.
Yeah, and these early moments on restarts, they are key moments to try to make up as many spots as possible. As you see Bennett Allen, he'll get to the inside of Ryan. He makes it clear down the back chute.
Definitely just
for a 4 spot.
Definitely getting a really good run, trying to advance up away from the Hornets nest, which is going to be in this middle of this field. As tires start to go away, you're going to see a lot of rear end shaking, a lot of booty shaking in these cars, getting loose and getting out of shape, and you do not want to be in the middle of the pack when it happens. So folks, just like I said, the playoff tracker, we got Chris Claude currently in 22nd, absolutely trying his best to get past some people, but it is a war of attrition. You got to finish to get the points. As Nicholas Breidenbach currently sitting 18th. And then this is a playoff battle. Seba Cornez and Barrett Coffey, both of these guys have been in it since the beginning. battling it out. And they are here doing the same. As we're on lap 8 of 167 of the Davis Brothers Roofing 250 at Texas. We appreciate Davis Brothers Roofing. If you ever need roofing in the greater Tennessee area, you can holler at them. They will get you covered, commercial or residential. Whatever your needs are, they can take care of you there at Davis Brothers Roofing. So, looking up front, what are you seeing at this battle up front with RJ Root and now Bennett Allen getting involved?
Well, I just see Root. He's biding his time. He's got a good enough gap. He can save tires. And Bennett Allen, man, he's going for it. He ain't in the playoffs. He wants to go out, get a win. And he's bound and determined to catch up to RJ Root, maybe put some pressure onto him, maybe force him into making a mistake.
Definitely is Joe Stafford getting passed by Bennett Allen, and then Zach Rinker following him around. And that's big. RJ wants to be out as far as possible. We've seen Bennett Allen. He's got a couple wins. He was a part-time contender in this series, but able to commit full-time next season. So every win that he's got here is really going to solidify him as a player in this league, which we definitely want to see and we know he can do. And then Joe Stafford, losing positions right now, but he absolutely is a rock. He has, I think, like a 80% chance to finish top 10 in every single race he's been in with S&N. So he is absolutely a good addition to Field Filler Racing. And speaking of which, Ryan Samuelson's another Field Filler guy. So 3 out of the top 5 Field Filler Racing. That's just amazing that these guys got the setup so locked in.
Yeah, as we were talking about that, I went back and looked at around the 14th, 15th place area, and they were beating on some doors back there. That's a pretty good battle for your top 15. Marty Roberts, Leo Bonacasa. I'm saying that name right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's Leo Bonacasa.
Yeah, good battles back there, and one of your playoff drivers is even back there. It's Nicholas Breidenbach, the 24 car. He's well deep in the field. A lot of spots he's got to make up.
Yeah, Nicholas Breidenbach is definitely one of those that can... He's done this already. If you've been watching, you've been keeping up with the Sunday Night NASCAR series, you know in the first half of the season, Nicholas wasn't really there. Kind of came in, took his lumps, but really turned out here in the last half of the season. He has been so consistent, making his way pretty safely into the round of 12, and then also performing very well in the round of 8. Was able to come through and make it here. So I've got high hopes for Nicholas. I think he is just one break away from just getting a really good finish and solidifying himself as one of the guys here. He's just got to work and get past the resources that those field filler guys have, as far as like setups and working together. So I think once Nicholas gets on a good team and gets rolling here, I think he could be one to watch next season and even this season, because he is in the playoffs and he's earned his spot there. We've also got a battle. Seems like Chad Sander trying to catch Seba Cornez as Barrett has stepped out from Seba. I talked with Seba earlier today, talked about what the points battle going forward was looking like for him, and you know, there's 2 different schools of thought from everybody I talked to, but Seba was one of the guys who, you know, he's got a really good team behind him. He's trying to stay safe here to make it to where he's not in a must-win situation. But, you know, the pressure's on. The heat's on late in the playoffs. You got to be able to make that move and try and put everything on the line, as he's just going to let Chad Sander, or he's still battling with Chad, but He's just gonna let him go. You don't want to hurt yourself this early in the race, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't even 20 laps into this thing. 167 laps around Texas. That's that's a lot of laps to put on your car. If you can give up a spot and avoid potentially putting yourself in harm's way, you can do so.
Definitely. So stick around, folks. We got about 20 laps in the book. Everybody's kind of forming and checking themselves out. We're going to watch probably this battle. Austin's Story's got Charles Eaton on him, and we're going to go to a SRM side-by-side. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get some ads in. Stick around to support this league.
Imagine a theater experience so real you're part of the action. Breakthrough technology that shakes your seat at precisely the right moment so you can feel the action on the screen. Choose 4D Cinemas powered by Buttkicker for the ultimate theater experience. And for the ultimate in movies, gaming, and sports at home, add your own Buttkicker. A simple, wireless, affordable device that takes just seconds to install. Text the word on the screen right now to receive a special offer. Get Buttkicker and feel what you've been missing.
Davis Brothers has been providing homeowners and businesses with exceptional roofing services since 1983. From repairing roofs on small homes to installing new roofs on large commercial retailers, no job is too big or too small. Your home is an important part of your life, and your roof is an essential part of your home. We understand that. Whether you're inspecting, repairing, or replacing your roof, we'll treat your home like it's our very own. Low slope, steep slope, big or small, it doesn't matter, we do them all. And remember, we have the capabilities and the manpower to take on any size job. When it comes to your roof, it's important to be proactive. Choose an experienced roofer you can trust. At Davis Brothers Roofing, we are your experienced roofer. Contact us today for a consultation and let us earn your trust.
All right, folks, we are back. We appreciate you sitting with us and seeing that ad break there. It helps us out. The league is sponsored by Davis Brothers Roofing, Buttkicker, as well as Inville Insurance Group, Outkast Sim Paints. If you need some good paints, go check those guys out. And as well as Timeless Designs. You can catch those links in the description. And as always, we do appreciate you watching here at Sim Racing Media. Be sure and tell us in the chat. We keep an eye on it. Tell us who you got, who you think's going to win this thing, who you want us to focus on, etc., etc. We definitely listen to you guys, and we love to hear it. As Josh Ward has passed Ryan Samuelson, this possibly falling back a little bit is Ryan Samuelson back to his original position, but Josh Ward absolutely on a tear. But don't look now, but what do we got going on back here? Look at Nicholas Breidenbach, Corey, up 6 positions from the start, still gaining on Seba Cornez.
Yeah,
we're wrecking in the back. John Elspawalda, Leo Bonacasa, Devin Medeiros, heavy damage.
Yeah, that all started with Devin. That wasn't clear.
Let's see, Devin gets a... Oh. Looked like...
Spotter didn't communicate quick enough. And
who was that second car involved there? That is...
Leo. On the high side, he kind of maybe slid down a little bit, but... Slide job gone wrong.
Yeah, let's see. From my view, it kind of, you can tell. Oh, yeah, definitely. Leo Bonacasa gets a little bit loose coming out of 2 and comes right down into Devin Medeiros, who was expecting him. You know, these guys have been running together. All these guys have been running all day, so he's expecting him to stay up in that high line, and unfortunately, that's what happens. Is Devin Medeiros collects, or Leo Bonacasa, that is, collects Devin Medeiros. Very unfortunate for these guys. Looks like the 12 involved as well.
And the 71, that's John Buwata Jr.
Yeah, I think that's the second time that he's been involved. Just
no, we had John Buwata earlier in first race. That was the Buwata Jr. So father and son involved in 2 different wrecks.
so that's that's very unfortunate. Texas claiming him again, as we've already had some pit roads. They came in. Seems like everybody decided to come in just now for some fresh tires. That's another thing the drivers were saying before the race, Corey, is that all the tires are super important here, and they fall off is very real.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that. If it all depends on what the weather is, but you're looking about 20 laps, and then that car wants to plow like a pig. And
Yeah,
you're on tires.
definitely, and luckily, I'm in Arkansas. Texas is in the same kind of boat. They got a huge cold front, so track temp pretty much staying relatively cool. As you can see, the ambient temperature is 70 degrees. Beautiful day at Fort Worth, Texas. So that's going to help, but not as much as you think. These tires, the track gets heat up very quickly, and the front stretch is shadowed a little bit by the grandstands. Normally when under the right conditions, but that back stretch is all sun, so it's absorbing all that. And that's when you take the heat of coming off a 2, it can definitely tear some tires up.
Yeah, and with how they say turn 1's a little bit flat, and I can kind of see it. If you ever drive on this track, turn 1 and 2 feels a lot flatter than what it looks like on the TV.
Yeah, you're right, and it's tighter too. So that's another thing is turns 1 and 2 are kind of narrower like a Bristol, and then you go to turns 3 and 4 and it really widens out. As speaking of 3 and 4, RJ Roots coming out of it. Oh, they put the lights back on. They put the lights back on, folks. Don't know what was going on with that.
Now they put the lights out.
There we go. We're going to go one more time around. Try it again. NASCAR maybe trying to get an unruly fan off the field. Who knows? Is this going to be RJ Root and Joe Stafford starting 1 and 2? Those names sound familiar. They're usually together a lot, but definitely got to watch these tracks and how different 1 and 2. Because you're right, it does not look that way from the top. But we'll go on board here, and once they get green, we'll go on board and show you guys kind of what we're talking about. You can understand how hard it is for these drivers to negotiate what looks to be just a simple 1.5.
Hey, you see Barrett Coffee, he's up there. He started 13th in this race. He's finding himself up towards 6.
Yeah, you never count out Barrett Coffee. He took last week off at the Roval. Was able to come back this week and hopefully have a good run in. But here we go. We're in 3 and 4. These guys are ready to rock. Getting the visors wiped off. Getting those seatbelts tightened down. All those dials in the right position. And here we go, folks. RJ Root gonna ring them around here on lap 29, 167 of the Davis Brothers Roofing 250 at Texas Motor Speedway. And what a jump he got, Corey. Absolutely blasting past the teammate, Joe Stafford, putting him in a really awkward position. That's going to give Zach Rinker and Ryan Samuelson the ability to get by. Now Josh Ward looking to the inside of Joe Stafford.
Yeah. When you start on the high side here for a restart, you are a sitting duck because You just cannot build the momentum down into the corner, and he's just seeing it there, folks. Joe Stafford started on the outside, and he lost 2 spots. And he's about to lose the 3rd spot if Josh Ward can look underneath of him down to turn number 1. They're going to be door-to-door coming to the back chute.
Yeah, door to door is that the new tires are there, and Joe Stafford's just saying, "Hey, you keep using your stuff up. I'll let you do it. I'll get you in a couple laps." As we're gonna go back here, I see Chris Claude is working on Lauren Jones and Robert Nestor. This is important because it's a playoff, but he's one of those who is stuck up high as well. And I got Alex Brinson scored up 20 positions.
Yes, sir. He is scored up 20 spots from where he started on the grid from 34th up to 14th, and he's working on the outside there of Austin Story, who started 2nd today, not having the run he's liking to have so far early on.
No, not at all. That 23 Columbia machine really having to contend with the elements as they're on the pit road with their crew chief trying to figure out what to do with this car to make it behave. And of course, with guys like Alan Brinson, Jeff O'Rourke, who are both up a lot of positions, you got to think they're going to be pressuring him to get a faster car. But up front, Barrett Coffey, Seba Cornez. Oh, Bennett Allen gets into Barrett a little bit. See if we can get that. What happened there? Bennett Allen. Just not clear. Just not clear on Barrett Coffey. Barrett Coffey having to fall back. Now beneath Seba Cornez, another battle for the playoff position.
Oh!
That's Dalton Mobley. Is he going to be able to bring it back on track? He's going to lock it up. The seas parting. Stopping on the front stretch is Dalton Mobley. And then jumping to the pits. He just got loose. Got up into the track.
What happened, actually, it started Barrett Coffey down in turn 4, got loose on exit, and Dalton pushed up the track. They made contact, and Dalton just sideways in the grass, holds the brake. Marty Roberts comes in, hits Dalton. And then one of your playoff drivers, Chris Claude, just barely nicking the back end of Dalton Mobley.
Oh man, what do you do there besides just slow down and hold on for dear life? Oh my gosh, that makes things a little bit different, folks. As a pit window here, I do have notes, believe it or not, is about 45 laps. Tires are very important, and I did also find out a lot of drivers are saying that this track tends to be very, very tight until it's not, until it gets super loose. And like we saw with Barrett Coffey, our first caution was also caused almost the exact same reason. The car getting loose, coming down on the track in a way that is unpredictable to the car on the inside, and just unfortunate contact there for Barrett Coffey. As RJ Root, he's had this lead the whole time, and he's not letting it go, Corey.
No, he's been out front the entire run, the entire 37 laps we've raced here. Just looking strong, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Look strong all night long.
Yeah, you just gotta keep doing what you're doing, I guess. But he better make a move. I mean, he better get ready to have some competition. He's got Seba Cornez getting his vehicle figured out. Austin Story, it looks like he's made some adjustments. He's able to hold on to the top 10. And then also Bennett Allen and Alex Princeton, non-playoff drivers out here trying to battle for a butt kicker. If you win the non-playoff points, you win a butt kicker from the league. So that's a cool thing that Chris Claude, our league owner here, is doing for him. So that's really cool. So something to fight for no matter who you are. As the pace lights are still on in, what do you call it? The Ford Altima?
I called it the Ford Sentra.
The Ford Sentra.
It kind of looks, I mean, you know, the front end, it looks like a Ford, well, no, hold on. I called it the Fusion Sentra, I think. I don't know. I called it something like that.
Either way, I like it, as we're going to get a good look on it.
Nissan, Ford, Tesla.
Were they not able to afford the rights to the Ford Fusion? I thought it was supposed to be a Ford Fusion.
I thought it was supposed to be a Tesla when they announced it. I mean, it is an electric vehicle.
Well, all of them are electric vehicles, I guess.
Well,
here on the sim, but I see what you're saying. That is pretty cool. iRacing's able to do that and get these guys the Ford Fusion Tesla hybrid zombie we got going on. I like it.
and I heard Brett Bodine is driving the pace car.
Oh, that's very interesting. Brett Bodine out there doing a very good job. So, folks, again, I would like to say we appreciate you for stepping in and dealing with us while we have our innermost thoughts out there. But this is a playoff race. It is very important. RJ Root, Joe Stafford, Ryan Samuelson, Seba Cornez, Austin Story, all these guys trying to come in here and make something happen with this playoff race. It's also important in the first round. Corey, have you been a part of many playoffs in your career?
You know, I don't stick around in the leagues too long to get to the playoff point.
Well, that's not good. Hopefully we can find you a good league, get you in, and you'll stick around. As these guys definitely stick around here, so they must be doing something right. Currently, I was able to get from Barrett Coffee the ability to calculate points live. So if you are keeping track at home, trying to keep track of those playoff points, we will have those updated shortly for the position that the drivers are in currently. But RJ Root is not thinking about this. He's thinking about hitting the loud pedal as we're going to get rolling. Zach Reeker on his outside, teammate of Ryan Samuelson behind him, and Joe Stafford not too far behind on the inside. Marty Roberts Jr. coming down pit road. I thought that was an accident, but it's not. And now Chris Claude, Nicholas Breidenbach. Chris getting the advantage on the inside start. You said just how important that was, and I'm believing you. This is quite a run on the inside from both Ryan Samuelson, Joe Stafford, and Chris Claude on that restart.
Yeah, as we have a yellow, not quite sure where.
John S. Bawalda. Oh my, John just cannot catch a break.
Oh, that was both Buwaldas there involved. And Spivey.
So Randy Spivey getting involved. John S. Bawalda the third. So John S. Bawalda the third is the son. Junior is the father. Unfortunately, Junior coming up into senior there. Very unfortunate for them. They've not had a good race so far, so that might be enough to go ahead and have John S. Bawalda Jr., the father, there to go home and put it on the hauler and hopefully the third, John Espawalda the third, doesn't have too much damage on that. Man, that's a tongue twister.
The Bawalda family.
Bawaldas.
It's always nice to have a family driving out there.
You know, it is. It is a good thing. You see that sometimes in this profession we have, and that they come out and do something together, and we really like seeing that. So hopefully they can get those cars fixed and get out there. But so far, RJ Root really in control of this thing. Let's go ahead and bring him in. RJ, I know you're probably doing some planning, but racing first, all the laps so far, how's the car feeling?
The car's feeling really good. We slapped a little bit of tape on it after we got the pole, so I'm a little afraid to go back in traffic. But other than that, the car's handling great. I'm enjoying a nice black cherry Pepsi. We're having a good old time out here.
There you go. That's brought to you by Coca-Cola. I'm just kidding, RJ. So, well, the one thing you got to do is keep everybody behind you. How aggressively do you think you're going to have to handle this with the teammates of Ryan Samuelson and Joe Stafford in really good positions behind you?
Well, Zach's also on our team this week. He's just filling in. But, yeah, I don't really have to worry too much about them getting up front. They're content on just getting good finishes. They know how fast I am. I can get a little bit more out of the car, so they know that they aren't going to try to race me too hard for it, especially this early in the race. But last 30 laps, the gloves are coming off.
There you go. I'd love to see it. So, well, before I send you back, just go ahead and settle this for us. Is the pace car a Ford Fusion or a Nissan Sentra?
I thought it was more along the lines of like a BMW X3, like just like a weird version of it. But
All right.
I can also see the Sentra.
Folks, we tried to get answers and we got more questions. I like it. We'll send you back. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of the race, RJ.
Talk to you later.
What do you think about that call?
Beamer.
BMW
The grill,
X3.
maybe.
Possibly. Well, folks, we're going to get rolling here again. The pace car, whatever it is going to bring us around, hit that hard left onto pit road. And once again, RJ Root going to bring us to the green as they have delayed the yellow again. Not sure what's going on with the pace car. Possibly an issue with iRacing. Corey, do you want to... I believe that's going to be in Joe Gibbs Racing. If you want to go see what's going on with that, if we're waiting on something, or if it's an iRacing issue.
I don't think it's an iRacing issue. I think it's I don't know.
What if we're not just calling it too early? Who knows, folks?
I think it's you calling it early.
Is it?
I think it is.
Oh, jeez. We'll see. We'll have plenty more opportunities here. Lap 44 of 167. We're going to try it one more time. Everybody lined up, as you heard. The top 4 cars are in field filler racing, so a lot at stake here for them. Not to battle each other, because if something happens, it could happen big. Josh Ward in 5th. Seba Cornez up there as well. As I'm sure the pace lights are off. That pace car is going to take a quick left-hand turn into the pits here out of 4. And we should be ready to rock on RJ Root. 4. His 4th restart of the race. Here we go, folks. Zach Rinker getting a huge jump on the outside. RJ beats him to the line, but now he's got a battle on his hands. That's the first time that he's had to battle on a restart.
Yeah, that outside lane usually can't get a good run like Zach got. He's going to take advantage. He's going to look on the outside down in turn number 3 and look there on the inside in the 81. Ryan Samuelson looking for the top 2 spot. He's
Yeah,
gonna get it clear.
whatever was on that top line kind of went away for Zach there. He's going to dive down in front of the teammate of Ryan Samuelson, who took advantage of the battle. But as we go back, we see Chris Claude. He's also stuck on the high side.
Sideways.
And getting a little squirrely there, as nobody electing to come down pit road except Bennett Allen. Boy, we got 2x2 racing there. Seba Cornez putting his nose in things. He wants to get involved in these field filler guys. Coming down on the inside in front, or below, I'm sorry, Ryan Samuelson. He's going to try and put the bumper to Zach Rinker and get up there to be in a position to challenge. As we are racing here, folks, Zach Rinker throwing the block on Ryan Samuelson, not wanting to get hung out to dry. That was an aggressive move on the teammate. We'll see how that plays out. As Joe Stafford, that slows down enough for Seba Cornez to get beat on the inside by Joe Stafford. Maybe Seba thinking he wants to get out of this battle, but possibly trying out that midline, seeing if he can make anything work.
Yeah, you see Stafford, he pulls himself up in the 4th spot, and here comes Josh Ward on the inside of that number 16 of Seba Cornez. He's getting there. He's got him at the line.
Yeah, got him. As you said, then we got Matt Gaskins, Chad Sander, and Alex Princeton. This guy started 26 positions back from where he is right now in 8th place. I believe that's 34th. Almost last here, and he is up to 8th position. What a fantastic run he's having. As I think we got something going on. Steve Dardarius. Oh, that was very unfortunate for Steve Dardarius. I think he was just trying to get it to the infield so that he can pit after an issue. Let's see what happened. Oh, Austin Story. I'm sorry, that wasn't Austin Story. That was
Bennett Allen. That was almost Austin Story involved.
Bennett Allen. I'm not sure what that looked like. If he got a little squirrely coming in there or what.
I don't know, but let's go on board with Austin Story. Close call for him. Through that right. A little bit of a heart jitter moment.
Yeah, we'll go on board with him. Right now I'm on board with Bennett Allen. Very unfortunate. All right, so Austin Story, playoff driver, been having a good run. We'll see what he saw after that caution. Oh, yeah, he about got caught after he hit that tire wall, come back in. So that's going to bring in Steve Dardaris. So now we got a top 3. Zach Rinker deciding to come down pit road. And he spent a lot of time there. I wonder if he has any damage. Trying to see what happened here. As Zach's been down pit road for about a minute.
Yeah. I've never seen any damage on his car prior to that yellow. Maybe electrical problems or something.
Possibly.
He is going to go lap down as the field is going to go by him.
Well,
Tough break for Zach Rinker in the one car. And he pulls her into the garage.
there you go. Possibly some issues between the seat and the steering wheel there. As we got RJ Root, Ryan Samuelson, and Joe Stafford, your top 3 playoff drivers. Nicholas Breidenbach, your next playoff driver, in 10th. And then 13th and 14th, Barrett Coffey and Austin Story. So everybody's staying pretty spread out here, folks, on the playoff hopes. So that's interesting with where everybody is. I'm going to do those quick calculations and get you an idea where everyone's going to line out here. Seba Cornez electing to come down pit road this time by. But take a look at Barrett Coffey and where he's at after getting involved in a wreck and going pretty close to a lap down. Currently sitting 13th.
Yeah, you got 6 playoff drivers all within the top 15 there.
Yeah, really showing why, how they earned their way up here. We like to see that. So, am I right? Pace lights are off, correct?
Yes, they are
All
off,
right.
James.
We're gonna test it out here, Corey. I think there might be an issue. We'll see. Yeah, we see Ben. Little rat. At what point do they start looking at deliberate wrecking or driving? Yeah, it's hard to tell at a place like this. Coming off the turn, that air can do a lot to the car. We saw Martin Truex make a huge correction, hit the outside wall like that. There just wasn't another car there, so it could be either way. I'm not ruling it out. I don't think these drivers have any animosity to each other, especially those two. I wasn't expecting them. No storylines there. As pace car is going to dive in, RJ Root going to take it away for the 6th time tonight, getting a good restart on the teammate of Ryan Samuelson there, who really doesn't want to get stuck up top, but Josh Ward getting below. Thought he was going to leave a little room there for him. He did not. Wasn't able to get in. Now he's got to contest with him. Further on the field, here's another cluster of playoff drivers. Barrett Coffey, Nicholas Breidenbach, and Austin Story all battling with each other. As Nicholas is just watching Charles Eaton and Barrett Coffey, figuring out where he wants to go. As Barrett tried the high line. I don't think you're going to get a high line pass here this early, Corey.
No, I just don't believe you can run the high side like you would at any other mile and a half. You see right there, Charles Eaton got a little loose mid-corner. Well, Barrett Coffey to pull away from that little 4-car battle.
And so now Austin Story involved. This is now a 4-car playoff driver. What was Bennett Allen parked on the infield?
Started back out of turn 2 once again.
And now he's doing donuts on the track.
Is he now?
Come on now. Yellow flag is out. 1 second, folks. We're going to go to a commercial break.
Davis Brothers has been providing homeowners and businesses with exceptional roofing services since 1983. From repairing roofs on small homes to installing new roofs on large commercial retailers, no job is too big or too small. Your home is an important part of your life, and your roof is an essential part of your home. We understand that. Whether you're inspecting, repairing, or replacing a roof, we'll treat your home like it's our very own. Low slope, steep slope, big or small, it doesn't matter, we do them all. And remember, we have the capabilities and the manpower to take on any size job. When it comes to your roof, it's important to be proactive. Choose an experienced roofer you can trust. At Davis Brothers Roofing, we are your experienced roofer. Contact us today for a consultation and let us earn your trust.
Imagine a theater experience so real you're part of the action. Breakthrough technology that shakes your seat at precisely the right moment so you can feel the action on the screen. Choose 4D Cinemas powered by Buttkicker for the ultimate theater experience. And for the ultimate in movies, gaming, and sports at home, add your own Buttkicker. A simple, wireless, affordable device that takes just seconds to install. Text the word on the screen right now to receive a special offer. Get Buttkicker and feel what you've been missing.
Hey guys, Will Canterbury from Enville Insurance Group. Thank you so much for coming to our website. We are your one-stop shop for anything insurance: homes, autos, boats, motorcycles, renter's insurance, life insurance. If you are a business owner or you're a decision maker for a business, we are commercial insurance experts. Not only that, we are independent, which means we have most any carrier that you can think of. We can shop that for you, so you don't have to waste your time to talk to 5 or 6 different agents to get 5 or 6 different quotes to make sure that you are getting the best options. We can do all that for you. So give us a call, 615-505-1011, and we will be more than happy to help. We're Enville Insurance Group, located in Middle Tennessee. Give us a shout.
All right, folks. We are back. Lights are off now. We're going to be one more time around. So that caution was brought out. Bennett Allen, who unfortunately is down 20 positions, lost it there coming off the turn and tried to get it rolling again with a little extra flourish. It was an accident, though. Let's see what happens. Oh, it gets into Chris Claude, gets a little loose there, and the 48 of Jeff O'Rourke involved. Trying to get it in gear. Try to get it going again. I can see that, Corey. You'd buy that for $1?
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Just a little extra flourish. No big deal. Because we're going to get it rolling.
You know, when you're in the heat of the moment and you're mad about the other driver or whatever.
Yeah, as RJ Root's going to take another restart. Joe Stafford on his outside. We'll see if he can get a good jump. Ryan Samuelson right behind him. No pushing going on, though. Everybody's staying pretty clear as we got a pretty clean restart here. Giving tons of space to each other. Barrett Coffey with a huge recovery. able to get back up to 8th after having some issues initially. Is back in the field, 4 wide. Chris Claude, Bennett Allen trying to make his way through. And does so. He is on a tear trying to get back up to the front. As he's got fresh tires in that machine. We're really hopeful to get rolling. And then even farther back, this little gaggle is coming along. But Austin Story, Nicholas Breidenbach, another heated battle. All playoff drivers, all playoff contenders battling for position.
Seba up there in 13th in that mix. And one of the non-playoff contenders is Warren Young in that 8 car, that battling looking machine. That's a pretty looking good paint.
It is a good looking paint. I love that 8 car. I like seeing all the different variations of it. Nicholas Breidenbach, he's got a rear view mirror full of this battle. Hopefully, as we see, Austin Story dives down to the inside in a super skillful move. Nicholas Breidenbach gets squirrely. He's going to go to the top. That's going to slow him down. Is he going to come down, throw the block on the 23? Going to disrupt that momentum. That's what he needs to do here.
Yeah, that was a brave little move by Story last lap, and it's holding off so far. He's on the preferred groove on the bottom. See if he can't make his way around the 8 car Warren Young. He's going to edge him out this lap for 11th.
Just trying to get all the help he can with this high downforce package, folks. Aero, a huge deal. So if you can get up there and put some air on the rear spoiler, pull the e-brake for him, it'll really help you out as he completes that pass on Warren Young. And now Seba Cornez got a battle. But up front, your top 3 still RJ Root, Ryan Samuelson, and Joe Stafford in a row. Josh Ward, who's been up and down within this group, really trying to solidify himself. Watching the battle between Austin and Nicholas Breidenbach. We'll let you know the first one.
Oh, Nicholas up the track out of 4. He'll give up 2 spots, maybe another spot to Warren Young. And just slid up and gave up 3 spots. Now he's going to be under attack from the 26 of Cody Strom. Well, I thought he was going to get there. Thought Cody was going to get there anyways. Look at Bennett Allen, though. Bennett, he's a man on a mission right now. He is finding himself up in the 14th spot, sets his eyes on Nicholas and Warren right in front of him. I think Bennett ain't done. He wants to get up there. He wants to get there quick.
Yeah, for sure. As we're on board with him. Oh, we got a crash. John Walda Jr. slow on the infield as he's going to get that thing up to speed and as far away from the drivers as possible, be able to limp it in, get that thing to the collar. Now we're going to have a caution, so it is lap 69. So now officially RJ Root has led 69 laps in the 69 car. That Chevrolet he's got. That's got to count for something.
On my eyes at that. I know you wanted to say a joke or something.
You don't know me very well. I never joke about it being lap 69. Nice. Ryan Samuelson, Joe Stafford there in 3rd. Josh Ward 4th, Matt Gaskins in 5th. Barrett Coffey, the next playoff driver, trying to battle with Chad Sanner. As I'm keeping an eye on the score sheet with Bennett Allen. In every car he comes up to, he has to, he pretty much makes short work of him, which is very interesting. But he's got to find Nicholas Breidenbach on 15-lap older tires. We'll see how he decides to race the playoff driver, as he's in no obligation to do so nicely. We'll see how that's going to play into effect. Randy Spivey coming down pit road. Non-factor right now. But oh, we got a battle. Barrett Coffey trying to pass Chad Sanner. Chad Sanner stuck in that high line. And this is what we're seeing a lot. These battles just pop. They're flare-ups, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get to the inside of a car, the outside really can't prevail as much as you'd see at other tracks. Of how the banking is around Texas. You see Chad Sanner under pressure by Bob Nestor. And Austin Story, he's going to make advantage. Chad just on the outside getting hung out to dry after he got passed by Barrett Coffey. He'll lose a spot to Charles Eaton. And Seba Konas gets on by as well. So Chad Sanner, all because he got hung out on the high side one corner, he's going to lose about 5 spots.
Yeah, so that really, not what we're used to here, but this package on the tires is really forcing that bottom line to be dominant. You can just get to that inside, as we're going to see Seba Cornez try it on Charles Eaton. Then the pass is all but completed. You just got to do a little bit of holding it down there. Oh, they go door to door.
Not quite contact, but if you threw a piece of paper in between them, it'd be a tight fit.
Definitely. Wow, that was close. That's going to stop the momentum, isn't it?
Most definitely. And a little bit of heart jitter going on.
Definitely. Now, Barrett Coffey finds the back of Matt Gaskins. He's going to work past him. And Barrett needs all these positions. He needs, in the playoff battle, what we got going on with this thing. Barrett was unfortunately unable to make the Roval. So he's in a position below the cutoff. And every position he gains on Austin Story, Seba Cornez, and all these other folks helps him out. Especially that guy right behind him, Austin Story. That's the one who he really got to battle with to make sure that you're going to both be able to get past Seba Cornez to even have a chance to compete in the championship. But the way it looks right now, Corey, RJ Root is unstoppable. He's looking to lock himself in to the championship, so he doesn't even have to worry about the next couple races. He can take it easy and let some Field Filler Racing teammates get in there.
Yeah, and that's the ideal way to go about this last round of playoffs. Get a win early and just worry about championship weekend.
Yeah, especially going into the tracks we've got coming up. I think Martinsville next week. I'll correct. It's going to be Kansas. So it is going to be at Kansas. So we got Kansas coming up. And then Martinsville. And then the championship at Phoenix. So if you're going to do it, you got to do it here. And that's the best, your best option if you got a good setup to come in here and just take the doubt out of it, right? To take that weight off your chest as Joe Stafford passes it. Gets passed by Ryan Samuelson. I'm sorry.
Hey, look at this. Barrett Coffey. He's finding himself up in the top 4. getting by Josh Ward. So 4 of your playoff drivers in the top 4. And Barrett, maybe you're looking on the inside of Joe Stafford as we head down the back chute. Not quite this lap. Maybe next lap we'll look on the inside. So we go down to turn number 3. We're going to be real close battle for this top 2.
Yeah, trying to get in there, and it is to be noted that he has 11 lap fresher tires, so they've hit that plateau, and Barrett Coffey able to get to the inside of Joe Stafford, now going to work on his teammate, the 81 of Ryan Samuelson, as these field filler guys should be looking at a pit soon. They're pretty well running out of their pit window. Last pitted lap 26.
Up, and I think they are coming in.
Yeah, there you go. RJ Root, Ryan Samuelson, Joe Stafford coming in, Barrett Coffey. Now your leader, the pit strategy paying off, but behind him he's got Austin Story, who's another one that pitted early. 2 playoff drivers. This is going to be huge for the standings.
Yeah, Austin Story last came in on lap 42, so you're looking any moment. Barrett Coffey up in the lead. He's trying to get a couple of lap leads on the stats sheet. And I think I heard him lifting off of the throttle a little bit, possibly pushing the clutch in, extending that fuel mileage. And then number 4, Mobile One ride. I do believe he is hitting the clutch down in turn number 1 as Austin Story now finds himself up into 2nd place. Bob Nestor in 3rd. And a Cinnamon Toast Crunch car. Can't quite say I've ever seen a Cinnamon Toast Crunch paint scheme in my life, so I guess it's a first for everything. Makes me hungry. Get me some cinnamon toast after this race. Matt Gaskins right there hanging in 4th right now. Oh, and we got some playoff implications, I do believe. Ryan Samuelson with a black flag.
Oh no, very unfortunate. Almost gets it on the way in as well to serve the black flag. That's going to be huge for Ryan Samuelson. At best, that's going to put him a lap down.
He's already a lap down under cycles, so once everything cycles through, he's at least going to be 2 down. So not quite what he wanted to do under green flag pit stops. Get a penalty, have to do a drive-through.
Yeah, you definitely can't come out here and beat yourself as Barrett Coffey is making his way past Ryan Samuelson right now. I know that looks good if you're Barrett Coffey, but Ryan Samuelson has now got to push very hard on the leader here as he is on those fresh tires. This will be an easy pass. But how easy do you make it if you're Barrett Coffey? Do you let him get by or you fight him a little bit for him, make him work for it on the outside? That's what he's going to do.
I mean, I would have made him work for it, but being in Barrett Coffey's situation, as old of tires as he's got, I think he's saving gas to hopefully extend fuel mileage strategy. So, good call, just let Austin by.
And so the next
Not
person,
Ryan.
Yeah, the next person that you're worried about is RJ Root, who is really close to earning his lap back. It's past Austin Story. Now he's going to earn his lap back the hard way on Austin. I'm sorry, Barrett. So when you see that happen, when you see somebody get their lap back the hard way, it really makes you think maybe you should come down pit road. At least, you know, try and get back on a little bit of cycle as Austin's Story is going to come down. But now Barrett Coffee slowing down on that inside lane. He's got RJ Root behind him. This isn't a battle for position, but RJ Root going to easily take his position, take his lap back. And Joe Stafford's not too far behind him.
If I were Barrett Coffee, I'd just shoot it in right now. And, oh, little sideways.
He almost did.
I thought he was coming in. Like, that's going to be a little quick entry speed, but he just got loose.
Yeah, I think 140 and sideways is not the way NASCAR wants you to come down pit road, just for the safety of everyone around you, but I'd like to see it. Yeah, Seba Cornez also staying out, but Seba has way fresher tires than Barrett Coffee. Barrett Coffee last came in lap 37, whereas Seba came during lap 50. So, yeah, Barrett Coffee's going to come down. He's had enough. It's going to be a lot of bleeding from Barrett Coffee as this progresses. As RJ Root, Joe Stafford, seems like everybody that comes in takes 4 tires, as that's what we did here during the pre-race, was that was going to be the case, that if you come down, you're most likely going to take the 4 tires and take the hit on position just because it's so fast. And for reference here, Seba Cornez is off 2 seconds on his last lap time that RJ Root was.
Coming in. Seba pulls her down pit road. And we got 6 cars left on track that all still have to come in for service at some point. Man, at least I'd say a handful of laps. So
Definitely.
once it all cycles through, Barrett Coffee and RJ Root should be your top 2 drivers.
Well, Barrett Coffee's fallen back quite a bit. He's already in 16th position. It looks like Joe Stafford. And then taking a look at this battle, Austin Story and Nicholas Breidenbach, both playoff drivers there, doing a pretty good job battling each other, but getting up. It's a story of 2 falls, right? Austin Story down 9 positions from his start, having to make adjustments and getting that car behind him. Oh yeah, Kevin Rourke. Unfortunately, right on PT. That was Barrett Coffee. Ooh, Barrett Coffee and Bennett Allen. We saw them get into each other earlier. Racing each other a little rough there. Barrett on the rear end.
Ooh, yeah, that's a hard hit for both of those drivers. And I'd have to say that's gonna end the race for Bennett Allen. And I'd almost have to say it's gonna end the race for Barrett Coffee, as that car is cooking a hot dog right now.
Yeah, that was something else.
So playoff implications.
Huge playoff
And
implications.
there he goes. That motor finally expired, that Roush Yates engine.
Very unfortunate end, folks, for Barrett Coffee. Battling with Bennett Allen, who has left, taken his car to the hauler. Barrett going to try and get that thing rolling again. Come into the pit box. So now you got some decisions to make here. Those guys that came in early, Joe Stafford, RJ Root, Ryan Samuelson, who was the lucky dog. Ryan got his lap back, which is very lucky for him. Do you come down pit road here with 15 laps on your tires? They have 6 sets, mind you.
If you're at the back, I'd come in and get some. But if you're up front, you got what, about 15 laps on your tires?
Correct.
I would stay out purely for fuel strategy.
I like it, because then you can, you're still gonna have to, well, they can make it without stopping from here. We had, it'll be close, no, it's 70 laps, you're correct. It's gonna be a 2-stopper no matter what you do. Just, might help you, your tires aren't too bad right now. I don't think you're worried about that at the current moment. But, with field position being as important as it is, I agree. You got to stay out here.
Well, they can make it on one more stop from here on out. So, but if they did come in, it'd be one stop anyways.
Yeah.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah, one stop and then just an absolute nightmare of cars in front of you to have to get through. I'm doing some calculations, folks, trying to get you guys an idea of where everybody's sitting right now. Currently, by my calculations that are not accurate at all, Barrett Coffee is obviously down 17 spots from his position that he was at. Breidenbach doing a really good job. He's cutting the line up to Story and Cornez pretty close, but really RJ Root, Stafford, and Samuelson just having an absolute race here. Its green flag is out. Not out. I'm sorry.
They are letting the wave around cars by.
There we go. That's what I heard. It's weird. Well, that means we got one to go at least.
That does mean we got one to green.
So Ryan Samuelson deciding to take the wave around. That's what's going to get him back up to the lead lap, and put him the last car on the lead lap in 15th. With Chris Claude currently waiting for the lucky dog there on the top in 16th, mixed in with them. So interesting race so far. That changes a lot of things.
Hey, look at his up front. He's got 14 lap newer tires than RJ Root. That's Lauren Jones on the number 11 Cheetos car. You can't miss it. It's all orange. Kind of like what your hand would look like if you ate a bag of Cheetos.
Yes, sir. It's a gorgeous looking car there. But RJ Root, he's got the advantage as he's restarted every single restart we've had, folks. He's going to do it again. Even get a good jump on Lauren Jones. He does. Joe Stafford's going to come in behind him. Josh Ward trying to push the 11 of Lauren Jones to a little bit of go faster. He's unable to do so. Charles Eaton currently in 5th and Alex Princeton back there in 5th. We got a lot of lap cars between RJ Root and Charles Eaton and Nicholas Breidenbach. I wonder if iRacing was incorrect there. It didn't send them to the back like they're supposed to be.
No, if you take a wave around, you go behind all the lap cars. That's how it's supposed to be.
Well, what I'm talking about, take a look at Chris Claude. Chris Claude was lined up in 6th, but was scored as a lap down. So theoretically, with 2 to go, he should have been dropped to the back of the field, and then the wave arounds would follow them. But very, very interesting.
And that's how it was.
That didn't happen. Chris Claude's now currently behind Charles Eaton, who is running in 5th, in between himself and Alex Princeton.
Oh, well, besides the point, Joe Stafford in lead.
RJ Root very far back. Let's see what happened.
I'd almost have to say it's those 15 lap newer tires, yeah.
Oh, now that you mention it, that's definitely going to do it. As Josh Ward on the same strategy, he's going to try and take advantage of RJ Root here. These guys are side by side.
Yeah, the 4 cars behind RJ Root all have 15 lap newer tires, so RJ just has to be careful here. He does not want to put himself in harm's way. If he has to, he can let him by, as there's a good 3-second gap back to 6 from the 5th place. He has to just let him go by and regroup. Make yourself back around each of them one by one, as we got a yellow.
Oh, yellow. Chad Sanner and Ryan Samuelson. Looks like this happened in front of Ryan. Ryan just going off track to avoid it.
Yeah, it started with Jeff Rourke. Coming out of turn 4, did that alright, and then just hit the wall in the tri-oval. Left side, Chad Sanner. Derek Jacobs gets a little bit of contact, and Ryan taking her to the grass side to avoid it.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. That safer barrier really jumped out in front of him. You know, this is a very aggressive turn 5 there. You know, it's a very aggressive out and in at Texas Motor Speedway, so gotta watch out for it, and the wall will just grab you and take you away if you're not careful about it, and that's what Jeff O'Rourke found out there.
Yes, it was. Tough break for Chad and Derek Jacobs there. They believe Derek and Jeff did get the worst of the worst out of that. A good call by Ryan to take it grass side to avoid any kind of contact. I'd rather take a 1X than a 4X.
Yeah, definitely. And until iRacing implements how hard a hit that takes on the front splitter, I'm taking that way all day. If you have the skill that Ryan Samuelson and these guys do, 100%, I'm going to take that extra real estate and mow the grass and help the grounds crew out.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're 10 laps from when they all pitted, except for RJ Root up at the front. Kind of shocking we ain't seen RJ come down and get some new tires after getting passed by Joe.
Yeah, that was, I was going to ask you about that. I think I'm coming in because even Josh Ward and Charles Eaton were closing on RJ, and this is really the only time he's struggled. So it's interesting to see him stay out, especially knowing that I think my determining factor would be like, hey, you're going to have to start on the high line if you're in second.
Yeah, the front runners all stay out. First taker in the 19, Alex Princeton, coming to service to his crew. Got a couple newer tires on that automobile.
Yeah, get some new clean shoes. That's what you want to see. As these times definitely point to wanting to get those. Take a look at where Nicholas Breidenbach is at. He's in the same position as RJ Root is. They're currently in great field position. 6th. As a playoff driver that was kind of on the cusp, this is what he wants to see. He's got to get that field position. That's most important for him, other than a win, just to be in a position to safely avoid a lot. What do you think, Corey?
I'm just thinking fuel mileage. Everybody still has to make one pit stop, and if you're one of these drivers up front, that then top 11, they've all pitted about the same time. You got RJ, he pitted back on lap 81. Bryden back on 82. Those two drivers, they gotta come in at least about 10 laps earlier than the rest of the field. But once we get to around 120 or so, I'd say that's when the fuel window will open.
Well, look at Chris Claude. He's at he came in that last time. Ryan Samuelson did as well. They've put themselves in a position to they could one stop this if they're very careful about it, or not one stop it. They can make it to the end if they're careful about it. But they will be very slow, especially on tires.
Yeah, they gotta stretch it to 60 laps on a tank of gas. Chris, he was your lucky dog, so he free pass or whatever you want to call it. He's gonna be back behind all the lap cars. Some work to do for Chris Claude in number 10.
Yeah, but that's work he will gladly accept to get back on the lead lap in a position where he didn't know if he was going to stay the lucky dog. He was able to make it. So here we go, folks. Joe Stafford, RJ Root. Joe's going to get his first restart of the night as that pace car kicks that hard left. Let's hear it, Joe, as he hits the loud pedal. Brings along Josh Ward. RJ Root, the teammate, going to make it down on that inside line. Charles Eaton stuck on the high side. And everybody doing battle here, folks.
Yeah, your front runners, they're going to get it figured out. They come out of turn 2. Single file for your top 4. Gotta go back to about 5th where you see Matt Gaskins looking on the bottom of the Cheetos car.
And he's got a whole mess of folks with him. Nicholas Breidenbach, I'll be surprised to see if he can hold off the onslaught coming, as he talked about tires being so important. Everybody behind him has fresher tires. He's on the same RJ set. So he's going to stay on the high line, stay out of this thing, and know that his strategy hopefully will pay off later on in the run. He gets a bump on these guys once they hit their plateau.
You see Ryan Samuelson taking advantage. He's got the newer tires, newest tires out on the track by 10 laps over the next newest tires. Taking advantage. The 81 car trying to find himself back up to the front. Oh, and we got 3 wide action briefly. That was Alex Princeton, Nicholas Breidenbach, and Kevin Rohrt. They were briefly 3 wide. They sorted it out. And back up run here. See Seba Cornez on the inside. Matt Gaskins, Ryan Samuelson closing in on those 2 cats. Trying to make it a 3-car battle. That's for your 7th spot. Seba pulls away from Gaskins. Seba's gonna set his sight on the Cheetos car, and Austin Story been struggling since the start. He's found some speed in that number 23 Columbia Toyota Camry. Finds him in the 6th spot. 5th spot, rather.
Yeah, as you see Seba Cornez, luckily he's got a buffer in Lauren Jones, but I feel like that buffer is going to go away as Ryan Samuelson makes his way past him. Clean pass. He's going to be working on Seba now. Oh, he's not past him. Lauren Jones holding off on the high side, giving him trouble. As we go up front, Josh Ward making a move on RJ Root. He gets loose. He's going to come down pit road. That's Charles Eaton.
That That is definitely not what Charles Eaton wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely not. As he's going to definitely get a unsafe and speeding on there. So Josh Ward gets by him, but now Austin Story and Ryan Samuelson going for the 2-for-1 gets by both Austin Story, who's trying to set up his own pass. That's a surprise. As he's pushing that car to the limits, folks, stepping out. He gets past Seba Cornez and Austin Story. And just like that, folks, we're back to field filler being in command of this thing, with the only exception being Josh Ward, who has been absolutely thrilling, coming up 5 positions up to that second place position. So right now, guys, your top 10, throw them under a blanket from second to 9th, as every single one of these guys, we're seeing Texas Motor Speedway being a kind of a thriller, but hard to pass here.
Yeah, and look at this. Ryan Samuelson, he made quick work of RJ Root, moved Samuelson up to the 3rd spot. Here,
Yeah.
Look at Alex Princeton as well. He's finding himself up top 5.
Yeah, Alex Princeton's on that same strategy as Ryan Samuelson, as this has those tires have blown this thing open, as they know, Corey, that they're going to have to push and push and push to make it to where they can even out. And if they push hard enough, especially right now, I think he's up like 10 positions from, remember, Ryan had to take a wave around 2 cautions ago. So now everyone has sets of tires. That's not an issue. They've got all the tires they need here, just like NASCAR. 6 sets, I believe. But Ryan can get on the same strategy as Stafford and make a huge recovery from that issue earlier.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, can they make it on gas? I just don't think they can run to the end. I mean, from when they pitted, it was over 55 laps. You see Ryan and Alex, they're closing in to Josh Ward. They're going to try to work with each other. They really close that gap down on the entry of turn 1. Once they get to the exit, that air kind of cuts off. Try to break the air off the front end. Down in turn number 3. About even with tires down in 3 and 4. But once they get to 1, you really see them close the gap on Josh Ward.
Yeah, definitely. It is a absolute slugfest for these guys with fresh tires. But those guys on old tires, we just saw it. Austin Story getting past the pretty much the commander of the whole first half of the race. Couldn't even be touched, but now those tires really playing a factor as he is falling back, trying to find a way to kind of stop the bleeding here and be able to come in with his teammates as Ryan Samuelson passes Josh Ward.
Yeah, Ryan gets by Josh. He's got him clear out turn 2. Alex is going to look on the inside of Josh Ward as well. Down the backstretch, he'll fall back in line. Try to look down in turn 3 and 4. He's going to get to the inside. Coming out of 4. That's for top 3. We got Cody Strom coming into the pits. About right on cue for making it to the end on the field.
Yeah, he's on a strategy of just trying to pick up as many positions as he can. Wasn't really in a position to fight for the lucky dog, so had to do it that way to just try and pick up what he can to get some points. It's working here. As RJ Root, the tires are pretty much plateaued on him and Story. It's going to come down to if they have the tires to pass each other, if they're just content with riding. They're going to stay in 5th and 6th. Seba Cornez is trying to hold off Matt Gaskins and lap car, I believe.
Yeah, Chad Sander, unfortunate break for him after that crash on the last caution. Fell back 9 laps getting that car repaired.
Yeah, speaking of repairs, you called it. Barrett Coffee, unfortunately, is not going to be able to make it out of here. Do you think, let's go ahead and get him in for an interview. If you can go down to their Discord while I'm talking to the crowd here and see if he's willing to come up and talk to us about the race and what he's got going on next week. So, folks, we got a pretty good battle on our hands. I think Barrett Coffee is looking at joining us.
And we did get Barrett Coffee up here. So
Barrett, I saw a very unfortunate end to the race there. Going to be scored in 27th. You got a fight on your hands coming up here. Tell us about how the car was handling and just kind of what happened to take you out of it.
Well, I mean, the 32, I mean, just fucking blatantly, I mean, that's 2 of our teammates that he did already in this race, plus he doored me earlier in the race. It was coming back from the original damage. It was only about 15 seconds or so. I mean, it didn't kill it, but it wasn't where it needed to be. But it was coming in the long run. I mean, I was running down RJ in the lead pack right before they pitted under green there. So it was coming where it needed to be. It was just going to be interesting how the green flag stops played out. You know, who had newer tires first versus who had newer tires at the end, because everybody was still going to have to pit a whole nother time after that. So just really unfortunate. You got a non-playoff driver who's, you know, only ran a handful of races this season come in and do that and, you know, take your playoff guys out. So just really unfortunate.
Definitely will. I know next week, I think we're heading to Kansas. How do you feel about that? Is that a place that you're good at, that you think you can come back and get some points?
Well, I mean, the mile and a half program's been on point this year, so I mean, definitely a place to get some points. You know, Texas was been circled on the calendar ever since the All-Star win. You know, won 2 NIS races this week, won an A Open earlier today. I mean, definitely had the long run set up to get it done tonight. So, extremely unfortunate to, you know, get taken out like that. But yeah, I mean, we'll go to Kansas. I mean, had a good car at Kansas earlier in the year. Got in a wreck there too. By another person on that same team. But, you know, hopefully neither one will be out there, sounds like, anymore. So maybe we'll just go and actually get to race heads up this time. But, I mean, tonight was definitely the chance to try to put it in victory lane, more so than next week. But next 2 weeks is going to be all about points.
Definitely. Well, good luck next week, Barrett.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so that was Barrett Coffee, obviously a little upset that he wasn't able to finish this one. You understand the frustration. That is going to be a 28th position currently. John Espawalda is out, so he's falling back a little bit as these guys come out and try and get some laps in. As Josh Ward is taking the lead, we've already started our pit window.
Yeah.
Open us up. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, about right where I expected pit window to open up. With 40 or so to go, less than 40 to go. Good call by Joe to pit.
Yeah, Joe has been very good at the early pit strategy, as we've seen. So now himself, RJ Root, and Ryan Samuelson currently running 10th through 12th, but they are the soonest cars, the earliest cars to take it, and the only right now. As we see now, Austin Story and Josh Ward going to come in. We'll see if they can get it sorted out and slow it down. They can.
That was some brake action for Austin Story. But that was a good move there. Put him through the back, bump Ward under pit road. Like I say, you can gain a lot on pit road if you can get good entry and good exit. That could help Austin's story out.
Yeah, definitely. As we're going to see right now, Seba Cornez, this guy last came in at lap 92. So he's going to try and do everything he can here. He knows these guys are fast. Joe Stafford, RJ Root, and Ryan Samuelson, as we just keep seeing them climb up the board. As they're now passing Seba Cornez, Joe Stafford. Things are getting kind of hairy here as we're mixing between these guys. Corey, what's that going to do to the lap times as these guys are on such different strategies?
Well, obviously your older tires are going to be slower, and the ones that just pitted, they're going to be able to just make up all that ground and try to cycle back out to the lead.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like going to happen is Joe Stafford, RJ Root. These guys are the only ones between Alex Princeton and he pretty much needs something to happen quick as Seba Cornez has already seen Joe Stafford blow by him as there he's going to go. And the cavalry is coming just 1 second back. RJ Root and then Ryan Samuelson in tow. So field filler out here trying to strategy up and at least be in a position to battle each other at the end of this race. The Davis Brothers 250. We appreciate all of our sponsors here at the Sunday Night NASCAR League. We got, of course, Davis Brothers Roofing. Really good group. We like having them on board. You are in the greater Tennessee area and you need some residential or commercial roofing, you can holler at those guys. They can do it. Any job, big or small. And, of course, Outkast Sim Paints. If you're looking at the 69 car of RJ Root and wanting a paint like that, you can holler at Outkast Sim Paints. And do some pretty good work. They painted up that car and a lot of the other field filler guys, so appreciate them. As well as Buttkicker. Corey, have you ever played with a Buttkicker?
No, I have not, James.
Man, if you ever get the chance, I recommend it. Put one on my play seat, mess with the settings and some sim apps, and was really able to improve my lap times because you can feel the tires get out from under you if you have your settings right. So it's a really good thing for that. Good peripheral. So we appreciate Buttkicker and all of our other sponsors here at Sunday Night NASCAR.
Yeah, the laps are closing down here. We're getting to about 27 to go. The intensity, I always say the intensity kicks up about 10 times when we get to 20 or so to go.
Definitely, and especially with everybody on different strategies, you got to think they're thinking about how hard they're pushing, what they got to do, because within all these lap cars and these different strategies, you're still racing for position as we see Josh Ward trying to close the distance on Austin's Story. Both these guys came in at the same time, so no drama with that. This is going to be a straight-up race for 6th with playoff implications as Austin Story is now currently needing all the points he can get in this round of 8 playoff.
Yeah. And once this cycles through, Marty Roberts is the last car that hasn't found himself to pit road. You'll see Joe Stafford take back over the lead. RJ Root, though, recovering from the offset strategy. Once it cycles through, he'll be up there in the 2nd spot. As you see Joe Stafford a little bit in traffic right now. That could help matters for RJ Root. Close in.
Yeah, as RJ Root was able to get within 1 lap of his teammates on the pit strategy, last coming in lap 127, as opposed to Ryan and Joe taking 128. So as he clears all these cars that gave Joe a little bit of a harder time because they were doubled up, he's now cut that to within a second. Of course, Marty Roberts Jr. is your leader currently scored. He's going to get a couple laps led in that nice burnt orange Tennessee mobile he's got going on.
He'll find his way to pit road and relinquish the lead back to Joe Stafford and the 57 car. And RJ Root, man, right there. 7/10.
RJ pushing hard as he knows he's got to get to the back bumper of Joe Stafford to at least be in the tow to where he can make his moves and kind of settle down. But both these guys going flat out, trying to get past the number 2 car. That is the lap car of Thomas Neal. Currently a lap down, trying to...
2 laps down, rather.
Yep, 2 laps down, trying to get the lucky dog. But that position right now is held by David Love and Marty Roberts. I'm sorry. I can get out here and get in front of David Love. So that's going to be something we keep an eye on. We're going to also keep an eye on a lot of other stuff. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Stick around and support guys that support Sunday Night NASCAR.
Hey guys, Will Canterbury from Enville Insurance Group. Thank you so much for coming to our website. We are your one-stop shop for anything insurance: homes, autos, boats, motorcycles, renters insurance, life insurance. If you are a business owner or you're a decision maker for a business, we are commercial insurance experts. Not only that, we are independent, which means we have most any carrier that you can think of. We can shop that for you, so you don't have to waste your time to talk to 5 or 6 different agents to get 5 or 6 different quotes to make sure that you are getting the best options. We can do all that for you. So give us a call, 615-505-1011, and we will be more than happy to help. We're Enville Insurance Group, located in Middle Tennessee. Give us a shout.
You hear me?
You know that guy? The one who, just minutes before the green flag, keys up his mic and asks, "Anybody got a setup?" Well, this is him. This is Adam. And Adam needs some help. This, on the other hand, is Steve. Steve is a solid racer, and he knows his way around the garage. Steve's problem is time. With a job and a family, he can't find enough time to build competitive setups and to race as often as he likes. But Steve knows a secret. Steve lets our crew chiefs do the setup work so he can focus on the racing. At naturesgarage.com, Steve can get setups for over 50 cars on the iRacing service, so no matter what series he wants to jump into, he is covered. Somebody really should tell Adam.
Alright, folks, welcome back to Texas for the Sunday Night NASCAR League. Brought to you by Dave Brothers Roofing. We're closing in, 17 to go. RJ Root in second place, trying to run down your leader, Joe Stafford. After an offset pit for RJ. Green flag pit's putting him back on cycle with your leader. Just trying to close it in. As we were under break there, though, Alex Princeton in the 19 got black flagged for connection issues, so that moved the field up one spot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Those connection issues plaguing us all at one point or another, but I'm watching this battle. Josh Ward trying to work on the lap car, but then the Seba Cornez. I think I keep losing RJ as well, but Seba Cornez putting on an absolute show here in 5th place, up 10 positions.
Yeah, Seba really all by himself right now on the racetrack. Hanging in there for top 5. Closest car to him is Matt Gaskins, about a second back. The battle between Josh Ward and Austin Story really picking up. Josh Ward got Austin Story down in turn number 1. Here comes Austin Story back to the inside. Trying to look on the inside down the back chute. This is, every position matters for points. And Austin Story wants as many points as he can possibly get. And it looks like Josh Ward, he may just start checking out here on Austin Story.
Yeah, just to fight to get up there is definitely an issue on tires. So maybe he caught that cliff. But I will say, Austin Story, when we look at the pre-race standings and where everything lies, Austin Story was below the cutoff. So, like you said, every position matters. Every position is going to help his ultimate goal. But Seba Cornez is the one he's battling. So, these guys, outside of the top 3, these guys you really have to worry about. Austin Story and Seba Cornez for the playoff battle.
Come back out front here. RJ Root, he's really closed that car into the back bumper of Joe Stafford. This battle could pick up.
Well, where is Ryan Samuelson? Did we lose him to connection?
No, Ryan's back here in P8. 17 seconds back to your leader, 2 back from Nicholas Breidenbach. Running in 7th.
Yeah, we got a crash we missed. Lap 149, folks. We're going to go look at it. Oh, very good save by the 81.
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing that wasn't a yellow, folks. I know Ryan was hoping for one, but that puts him back to 8th place. I was wondering where he went. That's your answer, folks. Currently sitting in 8th. That's really going to help out Austin Story and Seba Cornez.
Just can't stop thinking about that battle for the lead. RJ Root, he was a dominant car early on. There was some offset pitting. Rendered him back in the field a little bit. Back a couple of spots, and he's up there. He's really trying to catch up to Joe Stafford. Every time he gets to him, the air just, it's like a head wall of bricks when you get right on the back bumper of the car in front of you. And around here, not too many grooves you can choose from the difference off the air.
Yeah, it's almost, you can't get close enough to do a bump and run without hurting somebody with this aero package. But also, like you said, you got to pretty much push the person and make them make a mistake and then capitalize on that mistake on a one-lane track.
We're under 10 to go. If you're going to do something, you're going to do it now. See the lap car there. Chad Sander, he'll pull off the track. Kind enough to let him by.
Yeah, Chad coming down pit road. He doesn't want nothing to do with this battle. Joe Stafford and RJ Root, playoff drivers. This is going to come down to the wire, folks. Both of them need a win. Win locks himself into the next round. So if you can do this, that's why this battle is so important. And I don't think teammates are going to matter much after this, Corey.
No, I don't think after 160 laps, 7 to go, 8 to go rather, this time by, I don't think teammates are going to matter. Your teammates for next week.
Exactly. Is Joe Stafford now currently about 3 seconds ahead, but they're dead even in the times. Everybody else's fate is pretty much determined as our ticker's going to go by. Everybody, the closest battle here is Lauren Jones. Currently working on Ryan Samuelson. As Ryan is aggressively blocking, trying to keep that position. Yeah, I think something got knocked out of place in that 81 car. He's not. Oh, there we go. We see him get a little sideways. He's loose.
Yeah, I'd say that spin from about 10 laps ago. I'd say that's really hindering his tires. Made him real warm and real slick. See Lauren Jones go up high in that Cheetos car in turn 2, trying to get the momentum build up for the back stretch in turn 3. See if Lauren can't get by Ryan Samuelson. This is your battle. Ryan just trying to maximize points. Lauren doesn't really care about points at this point in the season. Trying to make his way around.
It's one of those, one of the only sports where playoff and non-playoff teams both battle it out on the same field. So that's Lauren Jones. He's got to go for. He's got to race. He's a racer. He's not going to give Ryan Samuelson any room to, put him down a spot. So he's going to try and get that spot back. These guys are racers, Corey, like I said. So they want to get as close to the win as they can, and we're seeing that fight in Lauren Jones right now.
And if I'm correct, eyeball check. If they don't get side by side, they could potentially catch up to the back of Nicholas Breidenbach. They are slightly catching him. Hair by hair, I just don't think there's enough laps to catch up to Breidenbach, though. So we got 4 to go, 3 to go.
Yeah, 3 to go. Once they cross the line, Joe Stafford and RJ Root. And they got a lap car in between them now.
Yeah, David Love in that 70, a lap car. And he's actually in 13th, so it'd be 13th and 2 laps down. That's still a good day for David Love.
Yeah, you bet. It's a good day anytime you can finish at Texas if you ask some of these drivers. But RJ Root, really not. He's got an object in front of him now. I don't think Joe Stafford has anything in front of him with 2 to go. He's going to have a pretty clear path here as long as RJ Root can't get to the bumper.
Yeah, Joe would really have to make a big mistake here as we got a lap and a half to go here at Texas. Keeping our eye on the battle for that 8th spot between Ryan and Lauren as well. Lauren on the outside of Ryan as Joe's going to come around for the white flag.
Yeah, Joe Stafford, your leader, currently coming in to 1 and 2. He's got RJ Root, the teammate, about 0.8 seconds back. All he's got to do is make it through this backstretch and through turns 3 and 4, and I think Joe Stafford has it. As Ryan Samuelson trying to work on Lauren Jones. We'll keep an eye on this battle as Joe Stafford comes across the line, playoff driver, locking himself into the next round. That's a big win. RJ Root coming across. Ryan Samuelson still trying to work on Lauren Jones. He's got 2 turns to do it as he's doing this for position and for points. Gets sideways into the wall.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Let's see. Hopefully he's able to make it past the line. He does. How it shows you how important is that playoff lock, those playoff points to fight that hard for that position.
Yeah, and he's just lucky that there wasn't more cars on the same lap close to him. Joe Stafford's going to burn her down.
He is, as well as he's earned it, folks. Joe Stafford getting the playoff win, locking himself in. RJ Root, the teammate, finishing right behind him. Now Ryan Samuelson's going to try and get that 81 machine rolling up there as well.
Triple burnout.
There we go. Love the teammates here doing what they can and just coming out and helping Joe Stafford celebrate his win, even though either one of them could have took it, and Joe Stafford wins on strategy. What a fantastic performance. We're going to get these guys in here, folks. So what a finish. Joe Stafford coming across the line, but look at Ryan Samuelson before we get these guys in here. Trying to get a playoff point. battling Ryan Samuelson, unfortunately after an issue. Unable to get by the 11 car. It's just, you can see that there was something wrong with that car for sure.
Is worn down the tires when he spun early on.
So let's get these guys in here. Josh Ward, our first up, finishing in third position. Congratulations on the finish, Josh.
Thank you, sir.
So tell us about the car and, of course, the battle when you were on the same strategy with the field filler guys up front.
Well, I was running the Sim Racing Edge new setup shop. I know the two owners, Ryan and Alex, pretty good, and they're good guys. And honestly, I have no complaints with this setup. I did a couple of little ballast adjustments for the 75% fuel, and she was on rails the whole time. So I appreciate the work that they did. And I ain't sponsored by them, but I wanted to give them credit where it was due. The whole fuel strategy, I wanted to break away with them, but I've been burnt so many times in this league going off of the leader's pit strategy and ending up like 15 cars back in a pack just to get collected in one of these accidents that we will not stop having. So, yeah.
Definitely.
I decided to stay out about 5 laps past whenever they went in, just in case the caution came out and have a little bit fresher tires on my car and be able to push a little bit more. I was overheating on the last little bit, though.
Well, I'm glad you're able to get it, the adjustments made in to get a third place finish. And I think with the way Joe and RJ stepped out, that was your best bet, man.
I wanted to push Austin. I was waiting on my engine temperatures to start cooling down, and I was planning on just giving him a couple taps going down the back straightaway and in the front straightaway, seeing if we could make up a little bit more time together. But after that lap car done that mess and messed him up, I had to just go. I hate it for him because he's in the playoffs, and I would have liked for him to at least get another spot, but I didn't want to give up that much time.
Definitely. Well, again, congratulations in the third place finish. Who you want to shout out who you got on the
car? Forget about who's on the car. I ain't worried about them no more. But I do want to shout out my mama, my daddy, my girlfriend, my niece, my brother, my sister. They probably all watching right now, and yeah, it was a good race.
Definitely. Congratulations, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, sir.
Next, we're going to pull up RJ Root. Corey, I'll let you take this one over.
Hey, RJ, you got a copy on us up here in the booth?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, RJ, you bring her home second. Probably not the finish you were quite expecting after dominating early on. How's that race?
It was pretty good. Kind of shot ourselves in the foot on the lap 94 caution. I didn't think that it was the right call to take tires then, and then I was the only person who didn't. So we toughed it out with the old tires and tried to off pit everybody, but couldn't exactly be secretive about it because somebody was behind me, and then everybody was on the same strategy, and I just tried to run down Joe as best as I could and didn't have enough.
Yeah, and talk about when you get right behind a car with the air, how it just cuts your momentum off.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it until I got behind Joe, and it just would make me really tight out of two. And I mean, it probably didn't help that I was pushing every inch out of that car, but it was dirty air was a major impact on that race.
Very good insight on dirty air. You got anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank you guys at SRM, the guys at Eclipse Esports, and the Sim Racing Edge, the guys at Outkast Sim Paints, everybody at FFR. Shout out to Joe for beating me fair and square in a race. So, well, not fair and square, but straight up. And it was a lot of fun.
All right, there you have it, folks. Your second place driver of the 69 car, RJ Root.
Thank you, guys.
All right, next we got our race winner talking to you once again, Joe Stafford. How was the car today?
What's up, guys? Hope you guys enjoyed. The car was pretty good, especially there later in the run. I can't believe I stayed in front of RJ. I'm just really happy about this win. I knew if I got up front, I could probably stay up front, but I don't know with RJ. You know, he's fast every week.
Definitely. And when you joined that team, you kind of saw the inner workings. Tell us about the teamwork, running 1, 2, 3 for a while, and then the pit strategy. What did that help you with?
Yeah, these guys, ever since I've been brought on to this team, it's just been great, and I think I've benefited from it a lot. And especially in this race, they worked on this set, and I wasn't around this week, so this is their set, and I just drove.
There you go. And one last question. Going into Kansas, how important does this lock in to the playoffs turn out to be, and how are you going to affect that going forward?
Oh man, it's such a relief. I think I was 22 points above the cut line tonight, and it's the closest I've been in the playoffs. So it was a bit nerve wracking more than usual. So especially going into Kansas, which I think I'll do decent there, but Martinsville, it's a toss up. I know I won there earlier this year, but I got catapulted across the line. So you never know.
Definitely. Well, again, congratulations on the win, and tell us who you got on the car, who you want to shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Vic Res. They are going to be on the car for the rest of the year. Hopefully, they'll be on the car next year. I got MP Concepts on the car, Commas Vision. I'd like to thank everyone at FFR, everyone that runs the league, you guys, and everyone watching.
Definitely. Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.
So, Corey, what do you think about Sunday Night NASCAR and the finish we just saw, or really the strategy?
I thought it was a good strategy call for your winner there to be the pitter. I don't know. I don't know what I can say.
Yeah, just the strategy of Joe Stafford really showing out all day, and a fantastic race here at the Davis Brothers Roofing 250 at Texas Motor Speedway. Of course, brought to you by Davis Brothers Roofing. Let's go ahead and go through our final grid, our final finishing positions, and let y'all get out of here. We got, if I can get it to pull up. There we go. We got, of course, number one, our winner, Joe Stafford, RJ Root, right behind him with the field filler teammate. Then we got the Function Autosports of Josh Ward finishing third. Austin Story is fourth. Seba Cornez running in fifth. Matt Gaskins is going to finish sixth place after a really good run. Nicholas Breidenbach up 13 positions. Our fourth playoff finisher, fifth, finishing in seventh, getting himself some all-important points. Lauren Jones in eighth. Ryan Samuelson in ninth. He's going to have some work to do on points. And Kevin Rourke, 10th. Chris Claude in 11th. Marty Roberts Jr. in 12th. David Love in 13th. Thomas Neal bringing home 14th. Steve Giberson going to bring out the 15th in that Toyota car. Cody Strom 16th. Charles Eaton 17th. David and John Espelwalda the third, finishing 18th. And I'll let you take the second half.
Yeah, Derek Jacobs in 19th. Randy Spivey 20th. Tony Burt back there in 21st. Chad Sanner, tough break for him in 27th. Second, Steve Dardis. And 23rd, Alex Princeton after Black Flag late race. 24th, John Buwalda. And 71, finished 25th. Warren Young, In the 8 car, 26, Barrett Coffey, tough opening to this round of 8 drivers. In 27th, Jeff Rourke. In 28th, Ben Allen. 29th, Bob Nestor back in 30th. And now your top 35, Zach Rinker in 31st, Dalton Mobley in 32nd, David Medeiros in 33rd, Leo Bonacasa 34th, and Benjamin Harp, one lap hero in 35th.
There you go. It happens that quick. As there you have it, folks. We're going to go ahead and let you go from all of us here at SRM. We hope you have a good week, and hopefully, as always, we will talk to you next week.